Alright guys, welcome to the round 11 review for AFL Fantasy. Pretty solid score this week. We scored 2,149, which is around average, so I'll definitely take that. Would have been nice if we could have cracked 2-2, but I'll definitely take 2,100. Team value's been a bit of a concern in the last couple of weeks. It's going up, but it ain't going up by too much, so it's starting to slow down a bit. So hopefully offloading these rookies, upgrading them to premiums, and bringing in fresh rookies will start to flow my cash generation again. But yeah, it has been a bit stiff and slow in the last couple of weeks. Round 11 ranking of 3,397, so not amazing, but around average, so I'll definitely take it. And overall ranking of 6th overall, so we slid down 3 spots now. So it's going to be tough to beat number 1. He has a massive lead in front of everyone else, but pretty solid. Happy with how my team's looking like at the moment, especially the structure. Trades we made for this week were Callum Mills and Ned Reeves in, and we took out Treloar and Meek. Treloar being injured, we had to trade him out. Thought Callum Mills was a great player. He's been in some great form. Top 6 defender, top 3 defender, so we brought him in. And Meek for Reeves, was considering Trent Bianco, but it's always a risk bringing in someone on their first game. Even though he has great stats in the VFL, we decided to go Reeves because he already played his first game and he looked solid. So happy that we did that in the end. Bianco did look good, but it was the right decision, I think, so I'm happy with that. But yeah, team, Callum Mills on debut, nothing too special. Started like a train. He was amazing, absolutely pumping out a big score. He was looking like it. And then, yeah, he slowed down in the last 3 quarters. So I think it was 40 points in the first quarter, and then he was lost for the rest of the game, but it's fine. Rory Laird, 75. Bit under his usual standard, but he's been a great pick this year, so not too disappointed with that effort from him. Sam Doherty, 82, did well to get to the score, so I'm happy with it. Not many high scores from Carlton players this week, so I'll definitely take the 82. Stewart, 96, consistent as you'll ever be. You know, you always picture him to score a 60 or a 70 for what he's on at 3/4 time, and he just junks up late always, so he always gets like 30 to 40 points in the last quarter. And he did that again this week and scored 96, so he's not looking like a top 6 defender, but he's really consistent and he's been a great pick for me. Ridley, 54, dreading this pick. Brought him in 2 weeks ago and he's dashed out a 70 and a 54. It's probably the reason why we're down at 6th and not up in the top 3, but yeah, Ridley's been really poor and I'm going to look to probably offload him at his bye, so he's got the bye next week. Plays Richmond this week, so hopefully he can dash out a decent score. Even if he does dash out 100, we'll probably not hold him. We'll probably look to trade him at his buy round. We'll bring in Whitfield for Ridley. That's what I'm thinking as of yet for next round. Yeah, and then coming 113, pretty solid score. I'm glad we held on to him. Bounced back really nicely. He was on 75 at halftime, so pretty slow second half, but still got to a respectable score. Consistency, Highmore, they were both pretty poor, but it's fine. Bench cover. And then going into my midfield, McRae, loopholed him for the 294 that we got. That's really juicy. Great to see him dash at another big score. He's in some great form, so I'm looking to captain him this week again. Taranto, 143, amazing stuff from him. I think his highest score of the season so far, so big game from Tim Taranto. Mitchell was a bit down, 76, but I'm hoping he bounces back. Hawthorn just don't look like a great team at the moment. And I think that when Hawthorn play well, Mitchell plays well. So not a great score from Mitchell. Hopefully Hawthorn can play a bit of better footy. And Mitchell can rack up a bit more off the ball. Walsh, 100. Him and Mills, yeah, pretty average, bang on. But I'll definitely take that. Merritt, 132. Looked good, really good score from Merritt. He's been really consistent this season. And I think he's definitely a top 5 midfielder this year. Then James Jordan, 71. Really happy with that. Time and ground once again was really low, but that's fine. Same goes with Burns, 70% time and ground, but he still managed to score 70, so definitely take that. So those two were really nice. And then Collie Dawkins, 63. Was on fire in the first half and then just slowed down a bit in the second. I think it was the 3rd quarter, he really slowed down. But still got to a respectable score of 63. So I think he's got a couple of weeks of cash generation left in him. Although I'll probably look to move him on next week as he's got his buy round, but we'll wait and see on that one. And then Brockman and Lazaro didn't play, which is fine. Lazaro was a medical sub, and Brockman wasn't, so we captained Brockman, got the loophole from McRae. In terms of Rucks, Brody Grundy, really unfortunate to get injured this week. News is he's out for 3 to 4 weeks, so probably going to have to look to trade him. Sean Darcy's probably the best option I would consider. Riley O'Brien's also there, but pretty inconsistent. And Paddy Ryder's also a unique one that you might want to look at, a bit of value there. But I think Sean Darcy's safest option for Grundy this week, since Grundy's out for 3 to 4 weeks. You can hold Darcy there for 4 weeks and then bring in Grundy when he comes back in, and then flick Darcy up forward. You don't have to trade him out. So I think Sean Darcy's probably a top 6 forward, and it's probably the best option to go to from Grundy. And then Max Gawn, 118, really happy with that. I know a lot of people VC'd him and took the loophole, so good stuff if you did. And Reeves on debut, amazing, 81. Kicked a goal, so I think his job security should be fine. Although he does need to get his hands on the ball a bit more. He's sort of just passive and just watches the play rather than getting involved. So a bit of an interesting one, but hopefully he does play next couple of weeks after his bye round. That'd be nice. And then forward line, Zeeble 99, stock standard stuff from him. Ever since Aaron Hall's come back, it's kind of affected his scoring, but he's still getting some respectable scores, so I'm definitely taking that. Hall 124, probably the number 1 forward this year, so if you don't have him, look to bring him in after his bye round. Hind was alright, 74. Not too sure whether or not he's a top 6 forward, but he'll probably be the one of the last players we trade this season. He's a really good player, been a great starting pick. Really happy with what he's done, so definitely take that. Warner, really undisciplined from Chad Warner. Gave away like 6 free kicks, so he lost about 18 points. And then, yeah, I think it was like in the 4th quarter, he got a mark, and then instead of just kicking it to a teammate, he tried to take on the player and got caught holding the ball. So stuff like that just annoyed me. And then his time on ground also pissed me off. I think he played like 60% time on ground, so yeah, it's relatively low, but it's fine. Robertson, 79. He's looking like a great pick. We'll look to offload him next week, but he's been one of the best rookies that I've brought in. And Poulter, 66. Solid stuff from Poulter. Really happy with what he's done. And Farah, I'll talk about my trades in a couple of minutes, but Farah has been really poor. He's dropped in price now, and although I want to hold him so I can field him for the next couple of weeks, I think his job security is actually pretty bad at the moment, the way he played on the weekend, and his scoring ability is really slow last couple of weeks, so might look to trade him this week. And Rao was fine, 52. We'll offload him when he has his buy. He's been an amazing cash generating rookie for me. Nearly 400k, so there you go. McRae, I know a lot of people captain McRae, not knowing he was the medical sub, so that's a bit unfortunate. But hopefully he does hold his spot. Probably not, so we'll just hold him there for now. But yeah, that's how we played in round 11, so pretty solid score, pretty average. In terms of trades for this week, what I'm looking to do is, obviously Grundy being out, bringing in Darcy's the obvious solution here. Darcy's definitely top 6 forward the way he's playing at the moment, and when Grundy comes back, like I said, you can just flick him up forward and trade out a mid price or a rookie to Grundy. So bringing in Darcy this week, and then he's been great. I know he scored a 113, so you would think probably hold him. His cash will start to flow a bit more now, although he's got his bye this week, so we'll offload him in Jake Lloyd, who is the top 6 defender. Bring him in. I really like Lloyd's matchup this week. Can't remember who it was. I think it was, yeah, so he plays St Kilda, so him and Callum Mills should have absolute field days. And yeah, like I said, Jake Lloyd's top 6 defender, so we've got to bring him in at some point. So coming to Lloyd is the other trade that's locked in. And then my third trade is Farah to Bianco. I can either do this or I can go Tyler Brockman to Bianco. Going Farah to Bianco frees up a bit more cash, which I do like. Although Farah is probably going to play throughout the next couple of rounds, and it'll be nice to have him on field, even though he's scoring pretty poor. It'd just be nice to have an extra insurance. So I'm not too sure what I'll be doing, but the first 2 trades definitely locked in. We'll definitely be bringing in Bianco this week, as long as he holds his spot. And for Brockman or Farah is yet to be decided. But in terms of buy structure, we're looking pretty solid at the moment. We're fielding 21 players this week, 20 if McRae doesn't play, so pretty solid. And then next week we should have around 20, and then 20 the following. So I'm really happy with the buy structure at the moment. But yeah, team's looking good in terms of captaincies this week. I'm going to play it a bit risky, thinking Callum Mills VC. Play St Kilda, as we know, they give up a heap of points. So I'm hoping Mills can have a big game, hopefully 140 plus. And if he doesn't go too well, we'll definitely captain Jack McRae, who has been in some great form. Although saying that, he plays Fremantle, and I am a bit scared of the Sarong tag. Although Sarong probably will go to Bontempelli if he does choose to tag, so that's not really a worry, but it is definitely a concern. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you guys next week.